The Caribbean Court of Justice has not yet decided whether it has jurisdiction to hear the case before it via a leave of application filed on Tuesday by the PPPC.
I would like to express the very firm conviction that all counsel will convey to all persons who may listen to them that this court has not decided it has jurisdiction.
The court further stated that it intends to hear all case submissions before it, after which it will decide whether it has jurisdiction or not.
That is something which we will only decide after we've heard all the submissions and made our decision on that matter. So that the fact that we've had this case management conference, or that we are making orders to receive submissions, is not to be taken as if we have already decided the issue of jurisdiction.
The court decided that the proceedings will begin at 9 hours on Wednesday, July 1st, and is expected to conclude at 15 hours 30. In seeking to have the recent elections report submitted by the Chief Elections Officer of GCOM retracted, given that it was tendered during an order of stay granted by the Court of Appeal, the Honorable Justices of the Court struck down that request submitted by Attorney-at-Law Douglas Mendez on the grounds that the orders of the CCJ have been respected and continue to be respected.
The fact of the matter is that the order of this court has been respected, as I understand it, and continues to be respected. We are not quite clear what happened in the Court of Appeal, and if parties wish to indicate that there has been a contravention of the order by the Court of Appeal, perhaps this is not the appropriate forum for that.
The Caribbean Court of Justice will decide on Wednesday, July 1st, whether the Court of Appeal had jurisdiction to entertain the application that was made to it. If the Court of Appeal had rightly assumed jurisdiction, what is the consequence of that in relation to the proposed appeal to the CCJ? And if the Court of Appeal rightly assumed jurisdiction and it exceeded its jurisdiction, what is the consequence of that in relation to the proposed appeal to the CCJ? The applicants to the case are Irfan Ali and Bharat Jagdeo, while the respondents in the application are Eslyn David, the Chief Elections Officer, Chairman of the Guyana Elections Commission, the Guyana Elections Commission, the Attorney General of Guyana, Mark France, Daniel Kanai, Lennox Schumann, Shazam Ali, and Abedin Ali. The matter will be heard via video conference before the Honorable Justices Saunders, Witt, Anderson, Rajnath Lee, Barrow, Burgess, and Jamadar. On Tuesday, the PPPC had filed a leave of application to the CCJ in retaliation to the Court of Appeal's ruling that it had jurisdiction to preside over the case filed by Mayor Robertson on behalf of his client, Eslyn David, seeking an interpretation of Article 177(2)(b) of the Constitution, which forms the basis for a declaration of the winner of the 2020 general and regional elections. The APNU AFC is contending that only valid votes should form the basis of that declaration, while the PPPC in its rebuttal says the total votes tallied at the national recount exercise should be used to make a declaration. Should valid votes only be used to make a declaration? According to a report submitted by the Chief Elections Officer, the APNU AFC will emerge victors, while the PPPC is reflected to have won the elections using the tally of votes from the national recount exercise. Meanwhile, the people of Guyana anxiously await a declaration of results by GCOM 115 days after casting their ballots. Reporting for HGP Nightly News, Wendell Badrie.